All right, the Shaky Knees Festival in Atlanta, Georgia, September 18th through the 20th, Piedmont Park. Uh, I tell you what, guys, we've been talking about some festival lineups. Not like we are huge attendees these days with families and everything is a little difficult, but one of my favorite things to do is just look at these lineups and judge them or celebrate them or what have you. And Shaky Knees definitely caught my attention. I'm glad that we can be talking about it today. Josh Besh, Land and Borders. Either of you been to a Shaky Knees festival before?
No.
No,
No.
just Shaky Graves.
Shaky Graves, yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
that
I've been to
counts.
Atlanta, but I've never
Yeah.
been to this. And I've seen shows in Atlanta, but also never been to Piedmont Park. I like. We'll take a look here day by day. I'll start us off with Friday here. Headliners on Friday, the first night of Shaky Knees Music Festival, September 18th to the 20th. We have the Strokes, Turnstile, Fontaines D.C, Geese, and then the undercards are Danny Elfman, Hot Mulligan, Snow Strippers, Ben Howard, Alice Phoebe Lou, Goldford, and Cartel. I, for my money, incredibly strong opening lineup here. The Strokes are. We've talked about them a little bit on this channel. I mean, I've seen them before live. Really good show. I seriously, it messed up my hearing. It was like for 3 days I couldn't hear well, and I still think to this day I don't know if that was just the sound in that venue in Washington D.C. or what. But be forewarned, it will get loud. The two, obviously, Josh, I'm a big Fontaines DC fan. To see them in Atlanta would be super cool. I've seen them here in Nashville. They put on a great show, and I'm just a huge fan of Fontaines DC. And then, Josh, we were just talking about Geese. We had an episode of doing the best of 2025, and our buddy Jordan and I just geeked out about Geese for a good 20, 30 minutes, talking about how much we love that band. So for me, really strong lineup. Turnstile. I'm not as familiar with them. I know a little bit about them. I know John, our another friend, had them on his list of best albums of 2025 when he joined me to talk about that. So pretty strong opening night here for Shaky Graves, I would say. Josh? What are you thinking? You're watching. You're looking at this lineup. Anything pull your focus here that you would want to see?
No, I mean, this just seems like guitar rocking, come out, setting the tone. We're just gonna break some guitar strings and blow out some amps. And so that seems like a really fun night. I mean, I would be the most excited to see Geese just because they've just become on my radar and I think they're fascinating. So that would be my highlight of the evening. How about you, Landon?
Yeah, I'm aligned here. Looks like a pretty solid start to the festival. For me personally, I've never seen the Strokes. I would like to see them. I definitely will bring some earplugs. Seth, thanks for the heads up on that. I'm also excited about Geese. Same reasons as you mentioned, Josh. Like they're kind of on my radar now. Really dig their style, their music. So I'm, excited to hear them and learn more about them. Boss, I know Fontaines D.C. It's one of your favorites. I just never spent a lot of time with them, but I'm sure they'd be pretty fun live. Otherwise, that's probably it for me, right?
Yeah.
I'd have to drive down, from Lexington, 6 hour drive, sit in traffic, catch those shows, call it an early night.
It's funny too. Usually when I look at these, the thing I think I find really fascinating about Shaky Knees, and this won't hold true throughout all three nights, but usually when I look at these, the headliners, I'm kind of like, and I find the ones that I want to see in the fine print. And it's actually kind of flipped on Friday night. Not that I just don't know as many of the undercards here. I have no idea what Danny Elfman's going to do live, but I would be curious to know. But the other ones, I don't know. I will say on Saturday's tricky for me. Okay, we have headlining 21 Pilots, we have Pierce and the Veil, we have the Prodigy, we have Pavement. Um, Undercards after that: Jimmy Eat World, Blood Orange, Peach Pit, Taking Back Sunday, and a whole lot of bands under that too, minus the Bear, Wolf Alice, The Rapture, Congress the Band, Psychedelic Porn Crumpets, Jordy Greep, Ilio May, Villanelle, Cruz Beckham, Rehash, Rum Jungle, The Inspector Clouseau, Hotel Fiction, Sophie's Body, and Songs for Kids. There actually are some in the finer print there, especially Wolf Alice. I've seen them here in Nashville. That was a really good show. It'd be interesting to see minus the Bear, but this one is a weird one because we're going to start to get a crowd that's maybe a little bit younger. I think I'd love to see the Prodigy, and as much as I want to see Pavement, I'm actually going to go see Pavement before this festival in Nashville without having to leave my town. So it's like I don't have to worry about that one. I can kind of check that one off the list. So honestly, Tuesday or Saturday is probably the night that I'm gonna maybe just chill at the hotel and let people tell me what's going down. Even though it would be super cool to see the Prodigy. I don't know. That's just me. But what do you think, Landon? What's your take on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think the band that really jumps out to me is Pavement. I've never seen them before. Looking forward to seeing them. I think they're just an amazing band, and glad to see them touring again. If I'm there, I would definitely check out the Prodigy. I mean, I would just be curious. They had some really interesting music back in the day, kind of catchy, crazy British. I don't know how you categorize that music, but that's it for me, right? I think I would be, I'd be hanging out doing something in Atlanta this day for the most part. Maybe catch those two shows, and I would have to get a lot of rest for the Sunday lineup personally.
I don't recognize a lot of the names on here, and um, I would definitely be excited to see the Prodigy, even if I only recognize 3 or 4 songs. But I think it would be a spectacle that I would like to participate in, and obviously Pavement would be. It is like way above everything else on this day.
Then we get into Landon. You teed us up here, but Sunday, Gorillaz, LCD Soundsystem, and the Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, dude, that is sick. It is like, what are we talking about here? That is an amazing night. That you just take that alone and you could sell some tickets. After that, we got Knocked Loose, Modest Mouse. I mean, Modest Mouse is an undercard here. Japanese Breakfast is a great band. Santa Gold, Coded Cambria, Jet, OK Go, Fuckers, American Hi-Fi, The Tulips, Violet Grohl. I think is that
Yeah,
Dave's daughter? I don't
Dave's
know.
daughter.
Okay, Cardinals, Big Special, Porch Light, Showing Teeth, Garbage Barbie, and Songs for Kids. I mean, this speaks for itself, dude. We've talked about Gorillaz on this channel. We've talked about LCD Soundsystem on this channel. I think we've talked about Wu-Tang Clan on this channel too. Just like, dude, what do you do with that? That is a must see. And then the undercard and a lot of other festivals would be the headliners for that night. Modest Mouse, Japanese Breakfast, like even Coheed and Cambria, not my bag as much, but like, very big band, has very big following. What do you say? Like that's definitely a must watch, right, Josh?
Oh yeah, I mean, Gorillaz and LCD Soundsystem, 2 of my favorite bands on the planet. So to get them on the same night at the same festival, I mean, that's amazing. And then Wu Tang Clan, I mean, are you kidding me? I didn't even know they still toured, or that you could still see them. So to have those 3 headliners, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Definitely worth the price of admission here. I've never seen the Gorillaz LCD sound system or Wu Tang before, so that would be like amazing to see those 3 bands that I really like. I've listened to for years and see them all in the same place, same time. Modest Mouse, would love to see those guys again. Japanese Breakfast, Coheed and Cambria, I definitely would be interested to see them. Even Jet, might as well go listen to 1 or 2 of their songs while we're there. I would be curious about Violet Girl. I did watch one of her videos recently, and it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is the ticket for me. Like if I had to pick one day, I'm definitely picking Sunday. So, there's some bands on Friday I'd like to see. Pavement obviously on Saturday, but Sunday is really the day to be there.
It is. And, we just recently had a video talking about Bourbon and Beyond, and they had a really strong lineup. And I think that where we landed on that, you're looking at it, you're clearly a little bit of an older lineup, is at least like us, right? Us and a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger too. This one maybe skews a bit younger. You get a lot of these bands that were kind of like indie heroes of yesterday, of like the 2000s and 2010s up until the up and coming rock bands like Fontaines D.C, Geese, Turnstile. So you really have, I think maybe this skews a little bit younger of a demographic. Geese, even though they're popular with young kids, they're also, they kind of play to all age groups, and you'll hear that on message boards. Not that I've spent a ton of time on the Geese subreddit, but enough to know that it's a pretty widespread range. So I think you'd have an interesting crowd here in Atlanta with these bands. A little skewing a bit more indie, skewing maybe a bit younger.
No, I know that this is pretty consistent with their lineups in years past. I think Boss is right. Do your listeners know you have a nickname that's Boss? By the way, I keep calling.
They're going to find out. I like that. I like we're going to leave them in the dark.
So
it's like if you know, you know, kind of thing.
If you know, you know. But I agree. It's kind of bringing in some of the younger crowd possibly. But there's a lot of folks here, especially on Saturday. I just don't know. I don't know. Like hats. I love this name, Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Like that's amazing. Couldn't tell you the first thing about them. The Inspector Clouseau. I just don't know. I have no idea what to expect from those folks. So there's that. Garbage Barbie.
What's the best band name on here? Is it what's the one you just said? Is it Psychedelic Porn Crumpets?
I'm thinking that. I think they win. Crumpets sound like it sounds familiar, like I should know this word, but I couldn't tell you what the hell a crumpet is.
Do they go in soup? Is that the thing that go in soup or salad? And it's kind of like
I don't know,
like a hardened piece of bread. Crumpets. It does feel familiar.
I don't know.
Also, you got to just and it's a good band too, but you got to love the band name Fuckers. But with FCUKERS.
Do we know that's classic. Is it pronounced fuckers or is it like fuckers?
I think it could be fuckers.
I think the F is silent.
Just cookers?
Yeah.
Cuckers?
It's coors. Like the beer. It sounds like the beer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that at first. Yeah.
Coors. Now that would really blow your mind. It's like, what's your band's name? It's like Coors. How do you spell that? FCUKERS.